We've got some issues with some water damage that we're going to be taking care of. We've got an 8x8 location on the ceiling that needs to be dealt with. We're going to be covering the cabinets with the plastic to make sure that insulation and all that other crap doesn't get into them, because this is where clothes live. We've got to check in the attic, find out if there's any mold present. We need to suit up because it's going to be an itchy pain in the ass. You have to cover yourself completely just so you don't get insulation all over you. We're going to take a few bags with us so that way we can dispose of the insulation while we're up there. And it'll make it a whole lot easier to contain and clean if we're doing it up there. So let's take all our stuff up. That seems to be brand new, so that was probably leaking in through there. But I'm not seeing a trail. Got a little bit of a hole here. Yep, found it. And it's in 4 cells so far. We're gonna dig all this shit out until we don't run into any mold anymore. We're gonna have to get some bleach water. I should keep it under wraps until we can get it disposed of. When dealing with waterlogged drywall and insulation, you always want to remove 24 inches past where the damaged material is. That way, it minimizes the chance of issues arising later. While we were up in the attic, we used a reciprocating saw to cut down from our safe area. So that way we have those notches cut out in the drywall to be able to use those as a reference point as to where we need to cut. The best thing about this job is demo. The worst thing about this job is demo when there's insulation involved. A lot of people, Bubba Joe included, always think that demo is just a sledgehammer and adrenaline. Hey, I resemble that comment. But demo is more of a precise process, making sure there isn't any collateral damage and prepping what stays. Dealing with drywall, we usually notch the edge of the existing sides so that the drywall tape sits recessed. This helps in making sure the new and old appear seamless, and make sure all nails and screws are removed before any drywall is replaced. And it's extremely important to remove any debris from the demo stage often to avoid unnecessary hazards. Oh, it's hot with that ceiling out of the way. The last drywall piece needs to have a round opening. The best way to get your reference point is to measure from the edge of the drywall to the center of the ducting from 2 sides. Then, transfer those measurements to the drywall. Get your center point. You can use a compass, a round object about the same size, or the vent itself to mark your opening. Use a crisscross pattern from edge to edge, making sure the blade goes all the way through the drywall. Then score the perimeter of the hole. Push through the center and then trim out all of the pieces that were cut out. Dry fit the drywall and make sure everything lines up. It only has to be close. Use a couple of screws to hold it in place and trim away any locations that may overlap or don't line up. The thing about drywall is that the tape will usually cover any oopses. Code says screws have to be installed on every stud or every joist, 6 inches apart along the edges and 12 inches apart along the middle.
Well, folks, that's all the time we've got for today, so we'll see you next time.
What do you mean? We still got stuff to do.
You do realize it's beer 30.
Well, it seems like all day is beer 30 for you.
Boy, you got that right.